My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. I'll be one of my friends. I'm just trying to make you some money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate and teach. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. To believe or not to believe? That is the question. Today belonged to the believers, with the Dow gaining 188 points, S&P advancing 0.47%, NASDAQ surging 2.30%. A lot of tech there. This was an important snapback because it gives us a glimpse into the future. Let's start with the setup. Right now, if you listen to these wise men of the hedge fund industry, they're telling you the believers will be crushed. Of course, many of these guys loved the market a month ago, but let's put that aside. Many of their fears are indeed legitimate. When you look at corporate balance sheets, they have trillions of dollars in debt. The oil companies alone owe hundreds of billions of dollars. They can't pay it back with crude in the 20s. The airlines toast. All right, bailing out Boeing and its supply chain could cost $60 billion. The hedge funds I listen to, well, they're warning of 25% unemployment, thanks to this government-mandated lockdown. Oh, that's not a Great Recession. That's Great Depression, the sequel. You can't have a restaurant industry if you're not allowed to go to restaurants. Hotels, sold to you. Malls are bowling alleys. Actual bowling alleys, baby boomer storage lockers. Money markets, trash. Commercial paper, no liquidity. Arcane dollar-yen trades, ooh, really scary. Devastating. Oh, and as for small, medium-sized business, finished. Time to break out the Apple stands and the sandwich boards. And that Apple, by the way, is this kind, except for it tastes better. I'm not even exaggerating. This is the future. The hedge fund managers see coming. I hear it all the time. I mean, every time I look up, they're telling me this stuff. Now, maybe they should ask Congress for bailouts so they don't have to sell their fifth beach house. Just a suggestion. So if the smart money it thinks the future is really that grim, then the question is begged is, how do we rally today? How do we come down 700, come back? What is that about? Who buys stocks with the worldview I just outlined? Shouldn't they be using that money to buy a bunker in an undisclosed location, stock up on canned foods and shotgun shells? Let me explain. First, the funny thing happened to the bears in their Earth sign Saturnine gloom today. They think, of course, the coronavirus can never be beaten. It's just, it's the Black Plague, right? Bubonic. Well, who can blame them, though? Italy just passed China in COVID-19 related deaths, even though China's population is 20 times the size of Italy's. We're finally getting our test kits here, so our numbers are about to shoot through the roof. We'll probably be in a triage situation soon because we don't have enough hospital beds or ventilators. So you figured that, right? Didn't you see that one coming? Everyone saw that one coming. Everyone? Well, maybe not everyone. Okay. It's a real possibility. Maybe even the most likely possibility, but it's not the only possibility. What if one of the three antivirals that the president mentioned today, an old drug for malaria, a drug meant for Ebola, or an old rheumatoid arthritis treatment, actually cures the disease or make it less lethal and more like just a really horrible flu? That changes things. What if we step up testing dramatically and then have a vaccine on the market by this time next year? What if we have an instant vaccine in 5 minutes and we just go back to work because it was just in our heads? Not ideal. But not the apocalypse. We already know that it's possible to go back to normal because China's pretty much there. Oh, yeah, well, China's a bunch of liars, right? Okay, wait a second. Maybe you do think the Chinese Communist Party is lying to us, but do you think Starbucks is lying to us? Because last night, Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson came on our show and told us that his Chinese locations are up and running again. In fact, he just opened a new store in Wuhan, where the outbreak started. Sure, I want to see Shanghai Disney reopen, but did you see that giant bond deal that Disney did? It's raising lots of cheap money. If you got an iconic brand, the bond market has your back. Given the beating the market's taken over the last couple of months, I think this is the wrong time to go full doom and gloom. But I get it. I know the situation will get worse, probably a lot worse, before it gets better. But it will get better. And sometimes the stocks reflect that before we get to where it gets better. We're not some pitiful, helpless giant that's powerless in the face of this pandemic. We're not a bunch of jokers. The second reason we could bounce today, well, the market was insanely oversold. You know that S&P oscillator I talk about from Market Edge? Well, last night it was at minus 24. Do you know that's the most extreme level of selling pressure on record, even worse than the 1987 crash, which had us at minus 23 and change? I know the masters of the universe hate the market here, but according to the oscillator, so does everybody else. Once everybody hates something, you tend to run out of sellers. By the way, the 87 crash turned out to be a fabulous buying opportunity, not a selling opportunity. It could happen again. You know who thinks that way? Larry Williams, my favorite technician, actually nearly everybody's favorite technician because he's a legend. Williams points out that we've hit extreme panics. These Williams percentage are, we use them all the time. He's saying this is extreme panic, which, by the way, he thinks is the single most reliable indicator of a trend shift from bearish to bullish that there is. In a special bulletin he put out today, he said you have to buy because, quote, none of the tools of the trade I have in my arsenal have done this good a job of calling major stock market lows, end quote. He continues, quote, for almost 90 years, we have seen bull markets begin at these times of extreme panic, end quote. Apparently, there have been only 24 signals like this in the last 87 years. Of those 24, 18 of them fired off within 3 weeks of a market bottom. That's 75%. 16 times the signals within a week of the low. That's 2 out of 3. Of course, maybe Williams is totally wrong. Maybe he's not focused on what the hedge fund manager's saying. Maybe he's not eating spam in a bunker, upstate somewhere. The 25% of the time where the panic signals, well, maybe that's what we really are, where we don't have a bottom. But you know what? I like the odds he laid out here. They seem to be pretty convincing. That's why, as I said yesterday, it's too late to sell. At this point, if you went out, you got to wait for more of a bounce. Remember, this is not an emotional call. Williams is simply reporting what the charts tell him. Now, notice not once did I mention what the government is doing, even though Congress just passed a huge stimulus bill yesterday. To listen to hedge funds, well, what's the government going to do? Everything wrong. Bunch of clowns. But I got to tell you, at the lows yesterday, many companies are already trading like they're headed for bankruptcy. I give you a classic example. It's a little alpha. We've had them on. G3 Apparel, right? Briefly traded under $3 last night. This morning, it reported an extraordinary quarter. So what did the stock do? I guess it went under 3. You go 2, stock stop at 0. No, the stock went up 69%. I'll take that. That's nice. I saw dozens of other stocks make similar moves, even without any earnings news. I'll take that. That's nice. Which brings me to the final reason why we rallied. We don't know who, but some big firms must have blown up and had to liquidate yesterday. I think some did today with the drug stocks. They dumped stocks at ridiculously low levels, below what these companies would be worth, even if they were going to go on life support. Today produced so many winners that really weren't needles in a haystack. It's more like an Easter egg hunt. Easter egg. Yeah. Hey, well, I remember I ran the Easter egg hunt in Summit, New Jersey for the Police Athletic League. I don't know if I was really good at it, but I hid them well. Some people thought they wouldn't be found. Thought the parents would yell at me for making it too hard for the kids. But the kids always found them. How do you like that? All right, we're not out of the woods. Even Williams makes that clear. But so many companies were priced for bankruptcy yesterday that they were due for a bounce to the bottom line. No one is minimizing the virus. If you say I am, I will find you. I started warning you about this thing when most people were acting like it would never touch us. I'm Jimmy Chill Clorox for now. I'm just saying that the bull's out there. He's hibernating. But if you provoke the darn thing, it'll go wake up and gore the bears. With any good news on the coronavirus front, that bull's going to stampede. Brian in Florida. Brian.
Hey, Jim. Thank you for taking my call.
Quite welcome.
Jim, they say that the virus is the strongest in people with pre-existing conditions.
Right.
This market has given me high blood pressure, and I'm only 31 years old, so I'm a little nervous. Jim, you're going to have to replace your House of Pain button with my voice. I've watched the value of my U.S. concrete shares plummet since buying them a couple of years back. The company has already declared bankruptcy in the past. Do you see them doing it again? Why are the insiders buying up so much stock? Should I be adding to my position here?
Yeah,
and lastly, go.
Well, I've lost a huge amount of faith in them. They needed. I don't know why they ended up doing so poorly, because what they really needed, they had a lot of good orders. I don't care if the insider buyer is buying or selling. All I can tell you is that they didn't do a good job, and they should have done better, given the fact that the economy was very, very strong. Hey, listen. Sometimes they should have. And I don't know about the bankruptcy thing. Let's go to Thomas in Maine, please. Thomas.
Hey, Jim, booyah.
Booyah.
Hey, I got a couple questions about Wendy's. What a wild ride.
Okay, look, let me tell you something.
$7.50 this morning.
Wendy's is still priced as if people are never going to go. But yesterday was at 6, 7. I mean, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. I mean, that's why when you listen to the hedge fund managers and they're out there saying it's the end of the world, then you're going to sell Wendy's at 6 instead of buying it. I mean, this stock was at 20 and change. It's going to go back there. I mean, look, habits are going to change, but that at 10, I'm still a buyer, although I don't like to buy stocks when their stocks are up 42%. I say wait for a pullback. Shane in New York. Shane!
Jim.
Yo.
Cramer, love you. Love the show.
Thank you.
Can I please get a booyah to start the call?
Perfect. Oh, booyah.
Also,
I thought he was giving me a booyah. I'm giving a booyah at you. What's up?
I also wanted to thank you for all your insight as well as your calm, positive outlook in such a dire, unusual time, my friend.
Well, maybe I've seen more. Seen a lot. What's up?
Hey, as a consumer, I got into the streaming sector early with Hulu and dumped my cable subscription 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I absolutely love it. So in the past few months, I'm like, you know what? Let me research some stocks in the sector, and I was looking to invest in one, hoping that it could become the Amazon of the streaming video world over the next 10 years. And so recently, after my research, I decided on Roku, and after almost buying it a few weeks ago at $100, I was able to buy it yesterday at $66 a share. And I wanted to know your long-term thoughts on the stock.
I like Roku. Now, this stock used to be much, much higher. It's come down a great deal. You made a very smart purchase. I'm always interested in hearing why common sense people like Shane in New York, weren't scared out of their pants by some hedge fund manager who was probably selling Roku when he was buying. No, he's supposed to be trapped in an index fund. That's a nice buy. Shane's going to do okay on that one. The believers can have their day too. The bull is out there. You got to provoke him hard enough. He'll go wake up. Mad Money tonight. Are we far enough along in this tough moment to look to the other side? I'm telling you what I'm eyeing while still standing 6 feet away. Then, while most stocks aren't worth owning here, I'm eyeing a recession-proof company that can fit in the stay-at-home economy that we now know dominates. Thomas might sit down with Verizon. And I'm talking the future of work amid the coronavirus with VMware. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.